Have you ever felt like you're the only one who still believes in a little bit of magic? That's exactly how Mila felt. Every day she felt a little more alone in a world that seemed to have forgotten how to dream. Her friends were all about video games and social media, but Mila, she secretly wished for talking animals and hidden worlds. One rainy night, feeling particularly lonely, she went to bed clutching a book of old fairy tales. But as she drifted off, something felt different. Something was lumpy under her pillow. Reaching underneath, her fingers brushed against cool, smooth metal. She pulled it out. It was a key, but not just any key. It was small, ornate, and pulsed with a soft, otherworldly light like a captured firefly. Where did it come from? As she held it, the old wooden door to her bedroom began to shimmer. The light from the key seemed to be calling to it. Heart-pounding, Mila tiptoed across the room. With a trembling hand, she inserted the glowing key into the lock. It turned with a gentle, melodic click. The moment the door swung open, her jaw dropped. Her room was gone. Instead, she was looking into a world painted with impossible colors. A river of sparkling strawberry soda flowed past her feet, carrying little gingerbread boats. The stars in the sky weren't just twinkling, they were whispering secrets to each other in tiny bell-like voices. And high above, castles made of fluffy pink-tinted clouds drifted lazily. This was Dreamland, it was real. But as she stepped inside, a talking squirrel with a tiny waistcoat scurried up to her, his whiskers twitching with worry. "You're a believer," he chittered. "Oh, thank goodness, but you've come at a dark time." He explained that Dreamland was fading. The candy rivers were losing their sweetness. The stars were whispering less and less, and the cloud castles were slowly dissolving. Why? Because on the other side, in the waking world, children had stopped believing in their dreams. Their imagination was the very thing that powered this world, and it was running out. The squirrel pointed a tiny paw towards the highest cloud castle. "There," he said, "is the dream crystal. It's the heart of Dreamland. If a true believer can reach it and pour their own imagination into it, its light can be restored." Mila knew what she had to do. This magical world was too beautiful to let disappear. But as she began her journey, hopping across marshmallow stepping stones, a cold shadow fell over her. A formless, whispering creature slithered out from behind a lollipop tree. It was the shadow of doubt. "You can't do this," it hissed, its voice sounding eerily like her own fears. "Magic isn't real. You're just a silly little girl. You'll fail." For a second, Mila faltered. The world around her flickered, growing dimmer. The shadow was feeding on her fear. But then, she looked at the worried face of the little squirrel. She remembered the feeling of that glowing key in her hand, the taste of the sweet air, the sound of the whispering stars. It was real. "No," she said, her voice shaking but firm. "I believe." She closed her eyes and thought of the most incredible, wonderful, impossible things she could imagine. Dragons, singing opera, flowers that changed color with her mood, a library where every book was a new adventure. She focused all that belief, all that powerful, vibrant imagination, into a single point of light in her heart. The shadow of doubt shrieked and recoiled as her belief became a shield. Pushing past it, she ran the rest of the way to the crystal. Placing her hand on its cool surface, she let all her dreams, all her hope, all her unwavering belief pour into it. The crystal erupted in a blinding, beautiful explosion of light, sending waves of color and energy across all of Dreamland. The rivers flowed brightly again. The stars sang a joyful chorus, and the castle solidified more grand than before. When Mila opened her eyes, she was back in her bedroom. The sun was streaming through her window. The key was gone. Was it all a dream? Maybe, but something inside her had changed. She felt powerful, inspired. She wasn't lonely anymore. She grabbed her paintbrushes and a blank canvas. She started painting the candy rivers, the talking stars, the cloud castles. She painted her dreams to share with everyone, hoping that maybe, just maybe, she could help someone else find the key to their own dreamland. Because the greatest magic of all isn't just believing in dreams, it's having the courage to create them.